Welcome. Ooh, it's a little bit dark in here. Hold on a second. Let me switch some things around because I think I still have my flux on, which dims things for me uh, during daylight hours and then makes them brighter for evening hours. Let me disable that so I can actually see properly. But hello. hello. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am Hilary, and ooh, that was a little squeaky on the end there. I swear I'm not a prepubescent girl. Hello, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader, EFT practitioner and facilitator. Say that 5 times fast. Connecting you with your own intuition and demystifying the mystical. And before you argue with me, you have intuition. I firmly believe that everybody has intuition, and tarot is one of the ways that I connect with my intuition, and also one of the ways that I connect you with your intuition as well. So welcome to the live stream. I do promise you we are broadcasting live right now as of Friday, August 19th, 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching the replay, okay, then you've made a liar out of me. But if you're watching on Friday nights, August 19th, we are indeed live here. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and encouraging people to attend the lives more with a very special offer that will happen in the middle of the episodes. It's something that I want to experiment with because it really is so much more fun attending these live. I can answer your questions right on the spot. We can have interactions. You can also come on video as well if you're feeling frisky or intrigued. And also, I might just give you a reading too, but that only can happen if you are here live. So we'll talk more about that in the middle of the episode. So I see that some of our regulars are here, so let me go ahead and say hi. Hello to Sophia. Nice to see you. Hello to Katie. And Katie is saying hello to Sophia. Sophia is saying, just got my Greek food and ready to party. Ooh, that is making me hungry, Sophia. And Sophia is saying hi to Katie. So very nice. And this is also part of the reason why I like people to attend live, because it's like I have created this community around these live streams. Oh, by the way, do you like the addition to my I don't know, workspace office / altar? Let me give you a little tour of what I did prior to going on vacation. And also I cleaned it up and moved things around a little bit after I came back from vacation. But I have framed my certificate of completion for the Gala Darling Method tapping certification, which is emotional freedom technique, aka tapping. So my tapping certification through Gala Darling is on display right here. Got it framed with my full name. Handy dandy reflective tarot with my nice chunk of labradorite. I wouldn't call it a wand, but it is a very sexy pillar of labradorite that has a lot of flash to it. It doesn't want to flirt with you today, though. Sometimes it'll wink. There. Might get a little bit of a winky wink from the labradorite. So that's on top of my tarot deck, allowing it to cleanse and ground, because I did use it the other day with a client. My nice quartz pillar, clear quartz, that I actually got from Teresa Reed, who got it in turn from Free Spirit Crystals, I believe. And I think she's having an event tonight. So if you are in the Milwaukee area, you might not be watching the live stream right now because you're at her event. So for her new book, Twist Your Fate. Is that the name of the new book? Yes. Twist Your Fate. I think so. Yeah. My bell. So click on the bell. Make sure you're notified about my next live streams. But by the way, happens every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the time that we've all decided on. Pretty sure that's not going to change. Golden Tarot right over here. My affirmation card for today, which was wanting more for others, puts me into an energy of abundance. If you follow me on my socials, you would know that that is the card of the day for today. My little Himalayan salt lamp, tiny, tiny, which I think my sister gave me. Can't remember if it was my sister that gave it to me or Dylan Dilly that gave it to me. My lab slab back here that I got through, oh gosh, was that Sage Wings? Got my lab slab, and I've got my graduation cap with my tassel from the certification, this certification here, graduation. My vision board is behind that, and a very beautiful picture of a mermaid is behind me. So unfortunately, you can't see all of that, but there's more. There's more back there. There's my lighter. There's a candle. There's a crystal grid. There's some success sprays and abundance sprays. My slat sign that my friend Sue made for me with one of my mottos at that time, which was foresight is better than hindsight. Still true. Still true. So I have that back here too. And some sparkly pine cones and a dried rose that I put in my mix for the water, the healing water that I added during in bulk. So yes, exactly. Didn't mean to do that, but sure. Sophia said we have fun here. And yes, this has been your metaphysical edition of MTV Cribs. There you go. Actually, funnily enough, Mr. Tarot by Hilary and I just watched the documentary on Woodstock 99. So it had a lot of MTV VJs on it being interviewed, including, what was her name? Amandla or Ananda Lewis. She was being interviewed, and then Carson Daly didn't get interviewed on there, but there were like clips of him almost being attacked at Woodstock 99. So if you're interested in watching that, it's on Netflix and it's called Trainwreck Woodstock 99, about how badly things went. Also, alternative name on IMDb is Clusterfuck Woodstock 99. So yeah. And actually, Mr. Tarot by Hilary said to me, I was thinking about going to that. He was in college at the time. I was a senior in high school who wasn't allowed to do anything. So there was like no way ever that I was going to be at that particular concert because I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to go to concerts. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. I wasn't allowed to date when I was a teenager. If these are surprising facts to you, well, they may be surprising, but that is part of the reason why I live my life the way I live it now, where I do what I want when I want to, in defiance of how I was raised as a teenager, I guess. It's not that I was in a fundamentalist household. It's just that I had a very strict father. Anyway, that was a weird detour, but anyway, we are here tonight because I have been away for 3 weeks on vacation. You might be able to tell that because I have a little bit of a sunburn / suntan. I don't know. I don't know what to call this. And I'm looking particularly shiny right now because I put on like a hydrating oil after I got out of the shower to try and prevent the peelies. But the peelies are unfortunately happening a little bit. So don't worry. I'm fine. It's just, I am pale, and this is what happens when I try to tan is I burn first and then I tan. That is my tanning process. Though I would be open to suggestions for a good self-tanner that won't stain my clothing, so that I can get my white as a ghost legs to match the rest of my body. Because I don't know. I think my arms did pretty well, but my legs are just very, very pale. So if you have ideas or know of a self tanner that you like, I'm all ears. I'm open to that. You can go ahead and put that into the chat. So tonight's episode is about the trip recap. Since I was away on vacation, I flew to Amsterdam and then spent 3 days in Amsterdam, then took a cruise from Amsterdam to 2 stops in Iceland and 3 stops in Ireland before returning to Amsterdam for 1 day before flying back home. So that was where I was. I tried to get together with some of you, but also things were just, I don't know, jam packed, as it were. Took a lot of tours, walking tours, canal tours. One day we did a trip to Rotterdam, Delft, and The Hague. So we didn't stay entirely in Amsterdam for that entire time. So it was kind of jam packed, and I think I was just being a little ambitious with thinking that I would be able to, I don't know, meet with some of you or do readings. That didn't happen. I did try to post card of the day, but Wi-Fi is not that great sometimes in hotels and on a ship. So I tried to post when I can, or when I could. So I see that Danielle is commenting, but an emoji, but I can't see the emoji. So I'm going to go and take a gander over on my Facebook page and see if I can see the emoji there. Go to my shortcuts. But anyway, if you are not familiar with, we'll get into it, Sophia. I do see Sophia's asking a question. Did you bring back any decks? The answer is no. I'll talk about it a little bit more later when we get to the meat of the episode. But I did find a really adorable bookstore in Hilary. I hope I'm saying the name of that town in Iceland correctly. But we did find a really nice bookstore there, and I did find a couple of my friends and a very nice tarot and metaphysical and new age section there. So I was being a little bit of a crazy person, and I did take a picture of Melissa's book, Kitchen Table. I think it was Kitchen Table Magic that I found. It could have been Kitchen Table Tarot, but it might have been Kitchen Table Magic. I can't remember which one. And I also found Teresa and Adrienne's new book, How to Creating Your Tarot Deck. I think that's the name of it. It came out in April, I think. I don't know why I feel like April was just last month when we're in August, but that's how I feel right now. Time has no meaning for me anymore. There was a deck that I saw there. I think it was a deck from Black and the Moon. But it was like kind of like a basic how to read tarot kit, but it came with a deck from Black and the Moon. And I've wanted that deck for a really long time. So I nearly went back and got it, but I didn't. I told myself to be good. And also that's the reason why. So no, I didn't buy any decks. But that's the reason why I indulged and bought the deck that you recommended to me on Etsy. So, and that should be shipping out this weekend. So I did not buy any on the trip, but I did buy the one you recommended to me. So I feel like that's a great compromise, though. And we'll probably feature it in the live stream episode. Sophia says, okay, fair, LOL. So we're 15 minutes into the episode. Let me just explain what these episodes are all about. If you're not familiar with this live stream that I've been doing for the past 3 years, and I think next week we are planning on doing an anniversary episode for 3 years of live streams. So yeah, I've gotten into a rhythm with these live streams. And so some of you that attend regularly already know the drill. But for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, first of all, Sophia saying it's excellent. This is the deck that I purchased on her recommendation. We will talk a bit about it once I receive it. But we will definitely talk about it because I'm excited about it. I was explaining it to Mr. Tarot by Hilary, and he was just like, oh, that sounds like a deck right up your alley. And I'm just like, it also sounds like a deck right up your alley. So please don't steal it from me. Because it reminded me so much of this other deck that was based on playing cards, but I don't know where I put that particular deck. But Mr. Tarot by Hilary has a deck of mine that and I'm convinced he took it. I'm not convinced that that I hid it from myself. I'm convinced that he took it, and then he was saying, no, I didn't. But I have a feeling it's amongst his stuff, not my stuff. So but it's a, oh gosh, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like the cardo, it's like a cardomancy deck. Hold on. Cardomancy card deck. I know that's not the name of it. It might be the name of it actually, or something close to that. Playing card, like yes, Cardomancer cards. Thank you, God. So it's called, it's at cardomancercards.com. This is the deck that I have. It's not the deck that I just purchased, just to explain. But it reminded me a little bit about that. So it's the Cardomancer poker deck archetypal playing cards. And it's called the Clarity deck. And there's a second deck now called the Shadow. So you know what? I'm just going to drop that into the chat just to show you guys. Yes. Sophia is saying they're affordable. You could get two. I know I could, but I got one first. And yes, I do remember what the name of that deck is called. The deck that I purchased that I haven't received yet is called Sorcery Underground. This is Sophia's recommendation. And then the deck that it reminded me of, which I own, which I can't find, which Mr. Tarot by Hilary, I'm convinced, co-opted from me, is the Cardomancer poker deck archetypal playing cards Clarity edition. Hold please. And I've just put the link to that deck into the shop, into the chat. The link to the deck to get that deck into the chat. Blah, blah, blah. Say that 5 times fast. Anyway, so very distracted now. What we do in these episodes is we start off the episode with some astrology from Teresa Reed's, aka the Tarot Lady's wonderful Astro Biz Digest for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we move into the main topic of the episode tonight. It is a trip recap since I was away for 3 weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some pictures of our trip, describe where I went, some of the highlights of the trip, and also a little bit of the reasons why I'm glad to be back. Hey, I love vacation, but also I think the point of life is to create a life that you don't need to take a massive vacation from. I think I'm fine with rest and relaxation and going on vacation, but also I feel like this is a very American workaholic concept where it's just like I work like a dog in order to take a vacation. I'm trying to not be like that. So in the middle of the trip recap, I'm going to give you a little taste, a little experiment, compelling reason why you should be watching these live and not waiting around for the recap. Then we'll finish off the trip recap, and then we will wrap up the episode at the bottom of the episode, end of the episode, with a weekend forecast, which is either a tarot card or an oracle card or an affirmation card or a charm, whatever I'm feeling, to bring you into the weekend and allow you to prepare for the weekend and the weekend's energy, prepared and not scared. Also, I'm going to mention that I am doing readings at the Decadent Ales Night Market tomorrow from 3 to 10. So a little bit of promotion in this episode, another compelling reason to watch these episodes live. So that sounds good for you, good with you. Let me know in the chat. Tell me that you're ready for the astrology from Teresa Reed, and I'll give you about a minute. I don't need to put on the widget though. And I am going to hydrate a little bit because I just did a lot of talking. Also, huge recommendation here. Pick yourself up a copy of Gala Darling's newest book, Magnetic Mindset. I am into it. This was my summer vacation reading, cruise ship reading, as it were. And I just quoted from it in the latest Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast episode that we recorded. So it's not out yet. This episode is not going to be out until October, but this is something that I am currently reading, where I talked a little bit about feeling your feelings and allowing yourself to feel your feelings. Because when you avoid your feelings, you can avoid them for years. But technically and scientifically speaking, science has proven that we can only physically feel an emotion for 90 seconds maximum. So maybe don't spend 5 to 10 years of your life running from a feeling, because if you allow yourself to feel a feeling for the time that you need to, it'll probably only take you 90 seconds maximum to feel that feeling before you move on to a new feeling. So maybe don't run from it. So Magnetic Mindset by Gala Darling. You can order it online. And I was going to highlight that with my cute pink or green or purple highlighters. So Katie says, off to the stars, which I'm going to take as a very creative way of saying, yes, I am ready for the astrology. So let's go. Going to display that here. I cleaned out the staging area of my third-party app that I use to live stream here. So give me 1 second to move over to my referral here. And push that to staging so that I can display it here. Hello. Come on. There we go. There we go. So, and that link to the AstroBiz Digest should pop up into the chat box at any moment now. So if you would like to purchase your copy of the AstroBiz Digest, it's a yearly subscription. You get astrology right to your email inbox, weekly, monthly, really helpful, is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in my own personal life and planning. So $99 subscription for the year, pretty good deal from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady. So I see that Zuri is here. Hello, Zuri. Welcome to the broadcast. And Katie is also saying hi to you, and I'm sure Sophia will also be saying hi to you. So let's get into the AstroBiz Digest. You are here right on time for the start of the AstroBiz Digest, and thank you. Thank you for welcoming me back. All right. Let's display that and pull this up. Let's see. Where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? All excellent questions. Is it this one? August 15th to the 21st. That is us. Okay. So I'm going to give you the big stuff first, which is the major shift that's happening this week, which is happening tomorrow, the 20th. So again, we are broadcasting this live on Friday, August 19th. It just clocked over to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I am speaking. So Mars will settle into Gemini on the 20th. So that's tomorrow, for an extended stay that lasts all the way until March 25th of 2023. This is excellent for marketing, pitching the media, writing, public speaking, and power meetings. If you need to communicate an idea, write a book, or want to become the media's darling, this is going to be your jam. However, you want to be careful from October 30th to January 12th, where Mars will be retrograde. During that time, your words could be used against you, especially if you are aggressive with yours. You'll want to avoid starting online wars, because if you do, you will lose. This retrograde period is also not great for launching. Avoid that time if you want to put something new into the world. Well, unfortunately, my publisher chose November 22nd of 2022 to release my first book. So, some things you just can't account for. But if you can avoid launching in that time, please try to. Sharing some, and this is also Zuri, sharing some love over on YouTube. Yay. Doesn't matter where you tune in from, as long as you're tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, that's true. Sophia is saying, but we've all pre-ordered, so it doesn't count. Yes, I like that. Good point, Sophia. Good points. By the way, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, if it is the first time you're watching one of these, my first tarot book is coming out in November. So if you are interested and you want to get around that whole weirdness that I just spoke about, you can totally pre-order at the link that I have just dropped into the chat. Pretty easy to remember, tarotbyhilary.com/book. You can get all of the information about it there. And there are also links to pre-order. Just remember, you can pre-order on Amazon. If Amazon's not your jam, just check your country. If you are international, I am in the United States, but just take a look at your own Amazon page for your country. You should be able to find it. And you can also search for it on Barnes & Noble and indiebound.org, I believe. But all the information is on the link that I just put up. So go ahead and display that there. Thank you for reminding me to promote myself. Haha. Zuri says, woot, woot. And Sophia says, air horn and cash register noise. Spoken like a true card slingers groupie. Thank you, Sophia. Again, if you're new to this broadcast, I have a podcast that I do with two other tarot readers called Card Slingers Coast to Coast. You can find us wherever you subscribe to your podcast. Oh my God, I am prolific. We do a lot. I do a lot. We do a lot. Anyway, let's get back to the astrology, shall we? So for today, Friday, August 19th, the moon heads into Chatterbox Gemini at 8:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, my natal moon is in Gemini, so no wonder I am so talkative right now. Very happy right now. So moon in Chatterbox Gemini, now you can hit your writing hard. The weekend is also terrific for any and all writing projects, books, newsletters, marketing campaigns. It's also pretty nifty for public speaking and pitching to the media. Well, that's freaking fantastic, since I have an event tomorrow. A gorgeous spot opens up to send book proposals at 11:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that hasn't happened yet, folks. You can still take advantage of that when the moon sextiles Jupiter. It's also divine timing for travel. So hit the road or hit up that publisher, or do both. So today, Friday, August 19th, is a power day for Gemini and a weekday for Sagittarius. Oh boy. Okay, are we ready for Saturday and Sunday? Give me a hell yeah in the chat. Let me know. Sorry, I'm still looking to make sure that everything is copacetic on the live stream over here. Hold on, Gemini Moons Unites. Oh my God, there's such cute little icons that come up. I'm not sure why it's coming up in Spanish though. I don't know why. Some of these tools are coming up in Spanish. I did not. Some of these badges are coming up in Spanish for me. That's very, very strange. Don't know why. All right. I see 30 comments. Hold on one second here. Shut up, Hilary. I'm trying to turn the sound off there. Oh, there we go. So according to the Facebook badges, or the Book of Face badges, hey, I've been out of practice with this. Book of Face, Tube of You, Gram of Insta, Talk of Tick, Tur of Twit. Sophia, according to the Book of Face, you are a milestone follower and you're a top fan. Interesting. Oh, I don't know why this person added a little skunk emoji. Okay. That's the whole reason why I wanted to look to see what emoji people were posting. Anyway, Katie says ka-ching. Sophia says same. Oh yeah, that's right. We do have the Gemini moons. Natal moon and Gemini. That's right. Well, that doesn't surprise me that we get along then, or we communicate well. So Sophia is also saying, I'll finish my damn opt-in, LOL. Yeah, you will. So we've got a hell yeah for continuing into Saturday and Sunday for the astrology. So let me put that back up again. Saturday and Sunday, Mars will be in Gemini on Saturday at 3:56 a.m. for a long-ass tour. I've already read you the info on that, that'll be there until March 25th of 2023, I believe. But also it will go retrograde in October for a little bit. So not a great launch time. Yeep. Send a love letter to your community when the moon is sextile Venus at 5:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. An exclusive deal for your VIPs would be sweet as chocolate mousse. Sunday's aspects are rough. Basically, the whole day is a shit show. Best for a quiet Sunday spent writing. When the moon moves into sensitive Cancer at 8:29 p.m., you'll want to chill out with a long bath and a stiff cocktail. It's better that way. So both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Gemini and weekdays for Sagittarius. So I'm really glad that the event that I'm doing is on Saturday and not Sunday. Whew. Feel like I dodged a little bit of a bullet there. Okay. So usually what we like to do, I do say Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the AstroBiz Digest because I don't want to give away the entire farm for Teresa. If you like what you're hearing, if you want those astrology aspects in layman's terms in your inbox every week, highly, highly, highly recommend purchasing a copy of the AstroBiz Digest subscription for yourself. Again, it's $99 for a year. Really great information. And you get the astro jargon, but you also get it in layman's terms so that you're not completely confused and wondering, well, what the hell does that mean? Like Teresa does explain it all. Very helpful. So, what I like to do though is to open up the floor to any like requests for me to look at what the AstroBiz Digest said for like Monday or Tuesday. We're not going to go crazy about this, but if you had a particularly shitty Monday and are wondering maybe there was an astrological reason for it, not an excuse, but go ahead, let me know into the chat before we move on to the main portion of the episode, which is the trip recap. Ask me questions about my trip. Oh, that's interesting that I just happened to pick Monday, and Sophia is saying Monday was whack as hell. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at Monday then. Hold on. Let me hide the AstroBiz Digest and take a look at whack-ass Monday. Yeah, Aries moon. There you go. The week starts on a fiery note thanks to the Aries moon. You've got 2 good days to blaze trails. start new projects, set trends, don't hold back on visibility. Instead of toning it down, tone it way up. However, there's a couple of other aspects, so it wasn't just the Aries moon. Moon Jupiter conjunction at 6:59 a.m. Green light for a global PR campaign. The evening finds the moon conjunct Chiron, 9:01 p.m. An aspect that could work out two ways. One, it could be a fantastic spot for an inspiring live stream, or two, people are unpredictable and you could unintentionally trigger someone. Watch your words. So Monday was a power day for Aries and a weak day for Libra. So you could have some strong aspects in Libra that was particularly weak on that day, or it could have been because of the moon conjunct Chiron. Both are entirely possible. So just let me know. Zuri says it has been a wonky week emotionally, but I did get a lot done on the talk of tick. Tarot videos showing my face. Congratulations, Zuri. Good for you. Can be difficult to distinguish yourself on the talk of tick. I know it's been difficult for me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on the talk of tick so that I can do live streams there or live readings there. I'm excited about it. I really want to try that out, see what it can do. But also, I don't think you get the live functionality until you have at least 1,000 followers on that platform. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Katie says, late Wednesday night into Thursday, very early morning wasn't great for me. All right, we'll take a look at that, but I'm going to go to Sophia first. Yep, I got triggered by some drama, and I've got Libra in my Venus. Lots of wacky interpersonal stuff. There you go. There you go. Zuri says, thank you, and takes a bow. Yep, it's hard. It's hard to distinguish yourself out there. I give you mad props. I give anyone mad props doing this work. And Zuri says, yes, join us over there for the pain. Yeah, exactly. Like, come to the talk of tick and see people dancing. I have a lot of admiration for the people doing the trending dances, but like, I don't think it's necessarily my jam. It's not that I don't think I'm a good dancer. I realize I'm not as bad of a dancer as I originally thought I was, but also like, I'm not there for that. Maybe I'm using the platform wrong. I don't know. But I can see how the platform can work for people and different personalities. Might not be conducive to my personality. I don't know. I'm just taking it as a grand experiment, like most social media. So we are going to look at Katie's late Wednesday night into Thursday, very early morning. Let's go for that. Late Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday was not great. 11:54 a.m. Moon squares Venus. During this time, the public will be in a nasty mood. Trolls are looking for easy targets, and demanding clients will want all sorts of exceptions. Laid low for a few hours. The rest of the day is lovely for marketing, budgeting, and self-care. Wednesday was a power day for Taurus and a weekday for Scorpio. And then there was Venus trining Jupiter at 4:03 a.m. Excellent aspect for making money, bold PR campaigns, travel, and publishing. That hung around all day. Dueling aspects around 3:34 p.m. Between the moon, Saturn, and Mercury means you want to choose your words carefully. You could piss people off or raise spirits, then maybe both. If you're unsure how your comments will land, it may be better to hold off until 9:49 p.m. Moon sextile Neptune. So it could have been that the dueling aspects between Moon, Saturn, and Mercury. It's just like, is it going to piss people off, or is it going to land well? If I think it's going to not land well, maybe I shouldn't say anything at all. I don't know. I don't know if that helps. Yes, Zuri says we will find other ways to be creative over there. Exactly. And also educate. Like, I think there is a way to both, I guess, what's the word? The portmanteau, educate and entertain. I feel like I kind of can do both, even though I do like the trends of myth busting and being like or I don't think so, or pairing an audio and lip syncing to an audio and then talking about a misconception in your industry. I kind of like those. I've done a couple of those. Those are fun. So now there you go, Katie. People did it to me. I'm very sorry to hear that, but at least you know now. I hate when that happens. Oh yeah. Yeah, you love that? The misconceptions or the Yeah. You can find some of them on the gram. I did some on the gram of Insta, and I've also done some on the Talk of Tick. So you can find me on there. My username is the same pretty much everywhere except for on the Tube of You. Tube of You, I'm Hilary Tarot. Hilary with one L, and like pretty much the rest of my social media is Tarot by Hilary, all one word, Hilary with one L. No underscores, no numbers, no zeros acting as O's, like none of that shit. I don't DM people to solicit readings either. However, if you do want a spot at the night market tomorrow and you are going to be in the Westchester area, let me know. I can put you onto my sign-in sheet at that time. That's the only time I'll allow DMs, but that's DMs coming to me, not DMs coming from me. Anyway, oh, Zuri, yes. No, the education and combo of fun you were talking about. Yeah, absolutely. Like, who says that educating people has to be boring? If it's boring, they're probably not going to listen to you and they're going to tune right out. So, Katie says Friday early was good though. Yes. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. So I'm going to put my lower third back on again. Katie says you don't need to solicit for people. No, I don't need it. But at the same time, I think that whole concept of if you build it, they will come is still a big fat fucking lie. And actually, my friend Amanda, who is part of the Card Slingers crew, made a gram of Insta squares for me to talk a little bit about that concept. I don't think I ever posted it though. They're really cute, but it basically says Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come, is a big fat fucking lie. Because you could be the most wonderful tarot reader in the world, but if you don't have a good marketing plan behind you, how are people going to hear about you? You have to have that one person first taking a chance on you and then willing to tell their friends. Word of mouth is still gold, really. Like you can have a cute social media platform and you can have all the cute emojis and the Talk of Ticks and the Book of Face and the graphics and the polished presence and all of that shit. But if you're a shitty tarot reader, it's not going to last you very long. You may be able to hook that person in once, but once they have a reading with you and find out that you're not really good, like, what is your polished presence going to really do? Ooh, I went a little bit deep and snarky with that one, didn't I? Jeez. Yeah. Katie says in my response to those people getting in your DMs, though. Yes. Zuri says, I think solicitation has a time and place, like a networking event, conference, craft fair, or festivals, not chasing clients in DMs. Correct. Yes, exactly this. Exactly. Katie says, marketing is good. DMing is not marketing. I agree. And Zuri says, even live streams are a great place to market with a mix of info and content. That is why I do my live streams. Spoiler. Hold on. Let me grab my microphone for this. You are being marketed to right now. Hi. That's me trying to be subtle. It doesn't work. But this is a marketing tool, much like everything that I do. Like the content comes out there, but it's just like, this is a way to interact with me. This is a way to understand what I'm like in a conversation. It's also the way to understand how I do a reading too, or what I'm like in a reading. This is not that far off from that. Ooh, it looks like my service bars are really low right now. Can you people still hear me and see me? I hope so. Hold on a second. No, my Wi-Fi connection looks fine. What is going on here? See, my network quality sucks. All right, whatever. Let me know if you can still hear me and see me, because my broadcast studio is telling me that it's not good network quality. We'll see where that goes. Hold on 1 second here. All right, people are saying all good with laughing emojis. By the way, yeah, this one is coming up with, I don't know, things are a little bit weird here. Zuri, Katie, you are a super fan. You have a little diamond badge next to your name. I don't know if you guys can actually see your badges that you've earned. Hold on. Yeah. Sophia's got a top fan and a milestone follower. Katie, you are a top fan or super fan. Let me see what else. I can't see some other things. Zuri is also a top fan. And those are all badges on the Book of Face. So, okay, cool. You guys can see the icon. That's cute. I like that. All right. Let me turn that tab off, because otherwise I'm going to get super distracted by it. Okay. So laughing emojis. I'm guessing when I got a little snarky. I don't know. I think people prefer me when I get snarky, as long as I'm speaking truth and not being a dickhead about it. Zuri says you can hear and see me. Okay, cool. And see the icons. That's cool. We're a decorated force. I don't know, like, you know that phrase, we don't need no stinking badges. I don't know, I kind of like the badges a little bit. Anyway, we are almost an hour into this episode. I don't want it to be a marathon episode, and that's another thing. I think I said it, was it the last broadcast before vacation, where we talked to Meg Percy about human design, and then after she got off the live stream, I basically went on for a little while longer, and then I was just like, some of you are really dedicated, and it's just like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to stay on the live stream for 3 hours if I'm live streaming for 3 hours. I'm just having fun. If I'm having fun and I'm going with it, I'm going with it. But you guys can feel free to jump off a live stream, go eat dinner, go live your life. That's also the reason why I'm trying to tighten these up a little bit, because I can't keep on going and going and going. And also I get a very, grumpy husband by the end of it, who didn't eat dinner until 10 p.m. He was waiting for me to finish my live stream, which is very sweet of him, but also not something that I asked for. So I'm just like, oh, I didn't know you were waiting for me. Or did you eat? No. It's like, no, I was waiting for you to finish your live stream, and then you kept on going. I thought you were wrapping up. And I'm just like, I was having fun. So I'm more aware of the time constraints, and, not to burn myself out. Spoke about this a little bit at the top of the episode, where, discussing vacation. You should have vacation because you want to go on vacation, not because you want to run away from the life that you've built. You want to build a life that you don't really need a vacation from. Even though rest and relaxation and regrouping is important, but you know what I mean when I say that, right? I hope you do. Ooh, that's a thought. Sophia says he needs to pass you snacks with one of those grabber things. He has agreed to appear on one live stream. Special announcement. I think I might have brought it up while we were on vacation. I was just like, will you like one? Like, will you give me one show? Because people are really interested in you. And he's just like, oh, I don't like that. And he was just like, one, maybe one. I don't know if he was drinking at the time. I don't know if he remembers that he agreed to it, but I'm going to be nice and not hold him to it if he doesn't remember. But I hope he remembers. Also, we were brainstorming a little bit for the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast. And we kind of want to do a series of episodes where we have our significant others on and take the seat in our role. So, for example, if Mr. Tarot by Hilary went on the Card Slingers podcast, I would not be appearing. My voice would not be appearing in that episode. It would just be Jamie and Melissa and Mr. Tarot by Hilary. For Jamie's particular episode, her significant other would then take her place, and then it would be me and Melissa asking her significant other questions. And then for Melissa, same thing. Melissa would not be on that episode, but it would be her significant other taking her place, and Jamie and I would be asking the questions. I think it's a really interesting concept. That was something that, like, I mentioned, Jamie liked and also wanted to do, and then Melissa was just like, well, then we need to allow them to be able to speak freely. So, and then I was just like, oh yes, I totally agree. That's what I envisioned in my head too. So if that sounds intriguing to you, let me know in the chat. I think Sophia is saying a big resounding yes to that. Also, you get to hear a little bit more of my husband's sultry voice that is much deeper than people realize. There's like kind of a mismatch in the voice. Like, how you look at someone and then they speak and you're just like, ooh, your voice doesn't match your face or your build or whatever. And I have had people say that to me sometimes, not necessarily my speaking voice, but my singing voice, because they're just like, oh, I didn't realize you had a little, like, I'm small, I'm petite, I'm fat. I'm getting fat. I need to lose a little bit of weight, but I have a petiter frame. And then sometimes I would sing and people would be like, how is that voice coming out of that body? And it's like, also singing training. I've been in choir for a very long time. I work at it, but there is that mismatch. Could be a mismatch between my speaking voice and my body, or how I look too. I don't know the difference. It's me. But I definitely have seen that happen with Mr. Tarot by Hilary. Of course, I don't see it anymore now because that's my husband. I'm used to that voice. So, but it has been played for laughs before. Like when he did theater in college, there was a person that he did theater with that has like a bigger build, but has like a voice that's a little bit higher than expected. And then my husband is kind of the opposite, where he's a little bit more slender, but he has a deeper voice. So I think that was kind of played for laughs, where it's just like, this voice came out of this body, this voice came out of this, like, ha ha ha, like, look at the differences. Also, that person went on to be somewhat famous. I could tell you who it is right now, but I'm not going to. But like, been in television shows, did stand-up comedy. Yeah. So I didn't even realize that until my husband told me that. It was just like, oh yeah, no, I went to college with him. I was in theater productions with him. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, that's kind of weird. All right. Like, you don't expect that when you're like sitting and watching a TV show with your spouse, and they were just like, oh yeah, no, I went to college with him and worked with him in theater, and like, okay, all right. So yes, and stickers. Yes, we're working on the stickers. We're working on merchandising. Card Slingers the flamethrower. Yes, we're working on merchandising. Katie also says, yes, do it. Sophia says, alto struggles, shrug. Yeah. I was originally a soprano, and then as I aged, my voice kind of dropped a little bit. So I can't sing as high as I used to anymore, but also I've been out of practice. So, yeah, it happens. Katie says, able to tell us what it's like being the significant other of a tarot reader. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be weird. It's got to be weird for them, right? Like, I mean, but also normal, like weird, but normal. I don't know. Sophia says, I don't know why, but bases are always either grizzly bears in human form or a little noodly. Well, I think my husband goes on, aims to the side of a little noodly. Like, he's about 5'8", 5'7", 5'8", relatively thin. I don't know. I don't know. You guys will have to judge for yourself if he comes on camera, if he comes on camera, if he remembers. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, detour. So ask me questions. I mean, like, this is kind of the trip recap episode. I'm going to see if I can pull up some pictures. I did upload some pictures to my personal Facebook page of the first couple of days in Amsterdam. I wasn't able to upload the rest yet because I took much of them on my phone. But like, phones are getting a lot more like impressive, I would say. Lots of photos of the night market, which I'm promoting heavily right now since it is tomorrow. I have so many good ideas about that. And I am going to be bringing my own table as well as having a table there to do readings on. Sophia said maybe something about resonance, about speaking voices and singing voices, possibly. Yeah, also, he was in theater too, so I think he probably learned a little bit about projecting, though he also has a natural charisma too, so I don't know if he necessarily got the same guidance that I did. I did children's theater. I don't think he did children's theater, so I don't know. So Sophia is asking about the trip. What was your favorite spot? This is going to be hard. I really liked Iceland. And I think my favorite spot in Iceland was the geysers. I hope I'll be able to show this, but I did get a video of the Stoker. I am not going to pronounce. I like, my apologies to the Dutch people, the Icelandic people, and the Irish people. My apologies, because I am not going to pronounce things right. I realized I was pronouncing some things wrong the entire time, and I probably looked like a stupid American tourist. So when I know better, I do better. But sometimes I just don't know. So let's see. I liked the geysers. That was also really terrifying too. So in Iceland, so we went to two places in Iceland, two stops in Iceland. The first one was Akureyri. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm hoping so. I'm getting distracted by my arms peeling because of my tan. The only reason I have a tan is, one, it was quite warm. And I forgot to wear sunscreen on some of the day trips. And two, I wore sunscreen when it was a nice day and we were at sea and I was by the pool. I wore sunscreen and I reapplied and I still got burnt. So, and I was trying to get tan. I was trying. You can see it on my face. You can see it over here. I am now Peely McPeelyson. Anyway, so two spots in Iceland, Akureyri and Reykjavik. Akureyri was in the top eastern or center part of Iceland. And then the boat swung around down to Reykjavik, which was southwestern, I believe, southwestern Iceland. So in Akiri, we had 2 day, well, more like a day and a half in Akiri. We went whale watching one of the days, which is beautiful. We did see whales. I wasn't able to get any on camera. My sister was able to get a beautiful video of whales on camera. And then the next stop in Iceland was Reykjavik. And then we took a tour called the Golden Circle, which is a bus tour. And like everything in Iceland is really, really spaced out. Um, our tour guide said a lot of different things about Icelandic culture and the people. And it's just like basically, um, when you're in Iceland, like Icelanders love their iron coats, I think is how he phrased it, meaning their cars. So they don't go anywhere without their cars. Um, I think they try to do public transportation, but it's just like it doesn't really work. Like they don't have enough people to be able to make public transportation like worth it or profitable. I don't quite know what the reason was, but that was like part of the reason why. So everyone seems to have a car there. So, um, but yeah, so our tour guide on the Golden Circle, we went to several different places. This is one of the places that I mispronounced. Thingvellir. I kept on pronouncing it Pingthairlair, which is not correct. It's a little like symbol that looks like a P, but instead of the loop being at the top, it's in the center. But that stands for the TH sound. So it's Thingvellir. And I believe that's the fault line where the tectonic plates, the North American plate and the European plate, or whatever the European plate is called, come together. So you can actually stand on the two tectonic plates, and they're above ground, so you can see it. Very cool. So that was one of the stops that we made. There was another stop, Golfoss, which was the waterfall. And I got a beautiful arc of a rainbow there. And then also, I feel like there were two more stops in there, but one of them was the geysers. And so it looks like a hellscape almost, like you see all of this fog and steam coming off of the ground. These are naturally occurring geysers. And there's basically a sign there saying like, hey, don't be an idiot. And our tour guide basically said, I'm taking you to my favorite place and my favorite guy. And his favorite guy was Stoker, which was the most active geyser. And he like it's almost like he had a little conversation with it, where it's just like I kind of know it, so I like kind of know when it's gonna go off, and I'll let you know like when to move away or whatever. But he was like telling us all these things, like when we were on the bus going there, he was telling us all these things like, here's what you do. If you smell sulfur, you want to move. You don't have to run. You don't have to run, but you just want to just quietly move in the other direction, because that means that the wind is changing, and the spray will go off. And if you get hit with the spray, first it's going to feel cool and nice. Next, it's going to feel a little bit warmer. And then the third is going to be searing pain, third-degree burns. So this is how he introduced us to the stop that we were going to. So I was just like, I might not get off the bus. Like, but then it's like, you just be very aware. And there is walking paths. So you stay on the walking path. You don't try and go in there or go onto that piece of land. And then he also told us the story of photographers that ended up going down to their knee in geyser mud and almost, burning their leg off, trying to get the perfect shot, the shot that no other photographer has gotten. So it's just like, cautionary tales happening left and right about that. And also the signage there was just like, the nearest hospital, like, please don't. You will get burned. You will get burned badly. The nearest hospital is 63 kilometers away. Like, it was just like, like, oh my God, how many tourists have done the wrong thing? Like, holy shit. Anyway, but I did get a video of Stoker going off. So I think that was my favorite place overall, which might surprise people. It's answer surprises me. I really did like the waterfall too, but I liked Iceland a lot. I have been to Ireland before, but not the three places that we went to. We went to Belfast, Waterford. Technically speaking, it was West Dunmore, I think, which is where we made port, but we actually had to take tenders because our boat was the ship was too big. And then Cove, which was about a half an hour away from Cork. But Cove was a beautiful place too. Yeah, can't say anything bad about Cove. Okay. I'll try and load some pictures too. Katie says, question, would you recommend the cruise for actual sightseeing? It depends on what kind of sightseeing you want to do. If you really want to look around a place for everything in that particular place, then cruises are probably not the best way to do it because you only have a certain amount of time on that particular port. For example, a lot of the stuff, I'm sorry, I'm like so distracted by my peelies. A lot of the stuff that we had to do, we had to plan very carefully, especially in Iceland, because Iceland's summertime is a very big tourism season for them because in the winter it's like not passable, not possible, like you're not going anywhere um, in Iceland during the winter. Also, that was another thing one of our tour guides said to us, like, you don't wait for good weather in Iceland to do things because then you're always going to be waiting. So don't wait. You go and you make your plans and you do your plans because the first day that we were there it was rainy and windy, but the sun did come out and things got calmer towards the early afternoon, which is nice. But the reason why I say, like, if you really want to know a place, then sightseeing, like, then cruising is not that great for you, is because you're only there a certain amount of time. And when we made port, we, I think, docked at 10 a.m. We did get there sooner, but then some of the tours already started, like the local tours already started at like 8 a.m. So we had to figure out, okay, which tours will work with us for the hours that we're going to be there and also when we're going to leave. Because we had to leave, I think the next day was like we had to be back on the boat for 3 or 3:30. So you didn't even get like a full day the second day, so you might not be able to plan a tour, especially not a tour that didn't run through the ship that we were on, because if you got your excursions through the ship, then you were guaranteed to get back on time. If you booked outside of the ship and that tour ran late, and the ship will leave without you, and it is your responsibility to catch up with the ship at the next port. So that was like one of my personal, like, anxious fueled nightmares. Couldn't really get a lot of sleep. Always had that in the back of my head, especially for Iceland, because we didn't book anything through the ship. So I was a little bit worried, especially some of the tours that were longer, like the Golden Circle. That's 6 hours. That is 6 hours. And actually, our tour guide for the Golden Circle tour was saying to somebody else, like, I know people want to do it and they think they can do it in less time, but like, I have done at least 50 trips of this route, and it has been 6 hours to the dot every single time. You can't make up the time. You can't make up the time because there's driving time in between each of the sites, because everything in Iceland is really spaced out. So, yeah. But I will say, if you do want to do a cruise and you don't know anything about the ports, or you're interested in seeing a lot, in a short amount of time, or a lot of different places in a short amount of time, then absolutely I would recommend a cruise. It's part of the reason why we have, like, this was the third cruise that we've done. And this is like, we have done cruises with Disney, Norwegian, and then the one that we just went on was Celebrity. So, and there are different pros and cons for each of the different cruise lines. So it really does depend on, like, what do you mean for actual sightseeing? If you really want to get to know a place, then probably more traditional means, or of just flying there and staying there for a couple of days is your way to go. But if you want to see a lot in a small amount of time, then I would recommend a cruise. Long story short, long answer short. Does that help? Let me know if that helps, Katie. Oh, Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. When did you sneak in? That would be anxiety producing for me too. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I got, like, I feel like the days that we were at sea, because we cruised from, our port of origin was Amsterdam. And going from Amsterdam to Akureyri, Iceland, that was 2 full sea days. And those sea days, when you're at sea and there is no port of call and there's nowhere to be because you're sailing, you're getting to that destination, that's when I could actually relax and, like, get some sleep and, like, feel like, oh, okay, I don't have to be anywhere or do anything. I mean, and there's plenty to do. There's plenty of activities to do on the ship, some free and some with a fee, depending on what you were doing. I got convinced to do a very fancy wine tasting on our day 8, which was a sea day. But it was very nice. It was very nice. And it was wine and cheese, very nice cheeses and a pairing. But yeah, like, it's almost like if you want to chill out and relax and you're not, like, concerned about the destinations, and it's just like, okay, well, this is nice, chill out poolside. Okay, let's do that. Oh, it's kind of cold out there. I'm just gonna stay in the solarium and, chill out in one of the layout chairs here and just take a little nap poolside. But when there were excursion days, it was exciting, but it was also a little bit anxiety producing. Now in Ireland, there were no other tours really to be had, and we were like, again, the timing of when we would get there and when we would have to leave, it really compelled us to do excursions through the boat, for the Ireland leg. For Iceland, we weren't able to do that, but for Ireland, we were able to do that. So we did, for Belfast, we did a bus tour of the Ards Peninsula, and also took us to Grey Abbey, which was the ruins of a monastery. Very beautiful. And that also, did we do an Irish coffee? Yes, we did do an Irish coffee. And she called out, our tour guide took our orders while we were at the monastery and then called ahead, so that we could have all of our coffees or drink or tea or whatever, when we got there. Very cool. Highly recommend. But, like, almost all of the tours were like paired with an Irish coffee. So it's just like, okay, like, Ireland's not all about the Irish coffee. So it kind of interesting. For Waterford, we did the Dumbrati immigrant ship, and then that was also an Irish coffee, or we could have gotten an Irish coffee. I got myself a Guinness, and there was black currant, that I was able to pour into it. I poured a little too much black currant in there. Everyone was making fun of me for it. I don't care. I learned about that trick on my last trip to Ireland. So, black currant in your Guinness. Yes, yes. But we went to this little village that was nominated as, or voted as, the prettiest village in Ireland. And I think it's called Inistioge. and it is the site of like a couple of movies were filmed there. Like I think the Minnie Driver movie Circle of Friends, I think that was filmed there. But we didn't have a lot of time either. Like we were only there for about 20 minutes. So I like don't try and chug a Guinness with a blackcurrant cordial. Oh, it was like I was so sad because it was such a picturesque little place. I feel like I wish we had more time at Innistig rather, and then less time at the immigrant ship. But you know, hindsight. And then in Cove, we ended up just walking around Cove. We didn't do an excursion or anything. It was just Mr. Tarot by Hilary and I walking around Cove, which is very hilly, but very picturesque and beautiful. Um, and we ended up going nuts in a sweet shop there. Made me very happy because reminded me of my childhood and visits to my grandma in England, and she would give me money, and I would go to this the sweet shop on the corner and be able to get anything I wanted. So it was just like, and was able to get some of the candies that I love that are, you know, English, Irish in origin. That you can get them more easily now, but when I was younger, you weren't able to get them in the States. So I would go a little nuts there. Yeah, so I got myself Mr. Tarot by Hilary got me Smarties, and it's not what you think. It's the chocolate ones. Thank you. The English Smarties. I got myself a sherbet and gummy colas, and he got himself bottle caps. I feel like I'm missing one. There was something else that we got. I'm not going to remember. Made me really happy though. um, Sophia says, did you try Beamish or Bulmers when you were there? Excellent question. We didn't know about Beamish until our tour guide told us in Inishik. He told us about it because he asked about it for himself, and they didn't have it. So Mr. Tarot by Hilary's ears were picked, and he was just like, what is that? And he ended up ordering Beamish in Cove, and it was delicious. And so I switched over to that in Cove. Beamish, delicious. Preferred. I preferred it. Inishir, I will put in the spelling of Inis. I keep on hearing that this was how it was pronounced. Inishtig. Inis. Haha! I found it. Feel free to make your eyes go all squiggly. I've never seen Circle of Friends, so do not come for me. But Zuri says Circle of Friends is one of my fave movies. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I just know that they were promoting it when they were advertising that particular excursion. So, Kathy says, oh, when I was little, my English grandfather and I would dress up, walk to the corner store for penny candy. Good memories. Oh, that's so cute. That, yeah, my grandma was just like, no, get me, go, here's a, oh gosh, I can't even remember what she gave me. It seems very small now, but it was like a gold mine when she handed it, like, oh my God, you're giving me this much money. It was probably like £2. So she would hand it for me, and they could see me from the window of the front hall. So it's not like they were sending me to Timbuktu. They could actually see the store on the corner that was like a newspaper store, not entirely like specializing in sweet shop, but they definitely had sweets there, and and comics as well. So I would get myself a Beano or a Dandy comic and a sweet and come right back. So This is the town that I'm so apparently it's pronounced Innistig or Innistig. I did not think that that was how that was pronounced, and I was probably pronouncing it wrong until I heard a tour guide say it, and I'm just like, okay, I will never pronounce it wrong again. Um, and Sophia says, "Oh, I'm thinking of another small Irish village. I'm sure you are. There's many. There's many beautiful small Irish villages, but the particular one that I'm referring to was in Kilkenny, situated on the River Nore, 25 kilometers southeast of Kilkenny. And the factoid is from Wikipedia, but I would rather just go to inishig.ie, which they call the jewel of the southeast. It is quite beautiful. Oh, Don Chorus at Woodstock. Woodstock was the name of the bar that we went to. Um, hold on. Visitors stay, eat and drink, see and do. So Woodstock is yeah, Woodstock Arms. That's where we went. So it's apparently a bar, but also a bed and breakfast and functioning restaurant as well. So there are three great pubs in the village of Innistig. We believe you won't find better Guinness anywhere in Ireland. Who has the best pint? Try all three and make your own mind up. Old School House, River Cafe, Woodstock Arms, and O'Donnell's, and the Otter as well. But we only had time to go to Woodstock Arms. I really wish we had more time there. It was beautiful. Sophia says, I just want to live in a small cottage and eat good Irish butter and cheese. Yeah, live it. That would be living the dream for me, I think. Just add in taro in there, and I would be just fine with that. Let me see if I can share some of my photos. Media. Book of Face. Facebook albums. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, okay, cool. I uploaded stuff for Amsterdam. I haven't uploaded anything else. So, oh my, okay. Oh, this is going to be a lot. Come on. I'm adding an image. Hello. I don't think this is cooperating, or maybe it is, and I didn't know. Oh, yes, okay. Hold on 1 second here. Ooh, hold on a second. Oh, good. Yes, I can do it. I can do the gallery. Yes, I can. Awesome. Cool. All right. Sophia says, maybe I'm one of the she after all, LOL. Yep, maybe. Okay. So let me see if I can do this. So show and stream. So this was in front of our hotel. The first leg of our trip, we stayed in Amsterdam about 3 days. So I've got a ton of pictures from that. I don't know if I'll be able to upload everything from everywhere. I'll try. So neon sign in front of greenery that said just and breathe. Like, yes, photo op, please. Very cool. I really loved the hotel that we stayed at in Amsterdam. This was something that Mr. Tarot by Hilary researched. It's apparently the national drink of I don't know if it's the drink of the Netherlands or the drink of Amsterdam, but it's called Jenever. Um, and I believe it is Gnever. Let me look here. Jenever or Jenever. Oh, what is Jenever? You can also spell it with the J as well. Also referred to as Jenever, Genevieve, and Old Dutch gin. It is now being rediscovered and enjoyed around the world. Um, how how it is, how it tastes, how to drink it, as well as the best Dutch gins to buy online. And is Jenever the same as juniper? It's a juniper flavored spirit from Holland and Belgium. Like gin, juniper is an obligatory ingredient for Jenever, but in general, Jenevers contain less juniper than gin. Um, it's hard to describe what it tastes like. Um, it's you definitely do taste the juniper, but it also has, and that's apparently what it's Dutch for. Jenever is Dutch for juniper, but it's not. Don't go thinking of it as Dutch gin. It's a clear, botanically rich, malted grain-based spirit that can only be made in Holland or Belgium. It's a blend of two or more distillates. First, a whiskey-like triple distillate made of corn, wheat, and rye. Second, a juniper-infused distillate. A possible third part can consist of malt wine redistilled together with different botanicals. Essentially, you can think of Jenever as the love child of a marriage between whiskey and gin. Yeah, that's basically what it tasted like, because we got asked at this place that we went to. Um, can everyone see it? Just let me know. I'm still getting an alert that my network quality is really bad. So this was outside, and it's these clear, the ones in the clear glasses is the Jenever, and the third one in the kind of, I guess it's kind of ruby or red or dark looking, is, I believe, black currant, a black currant spirit of some sort, which is also really nice too. I feel like I'm coming off as a lush, but it was very much something that Mr. Tarot by Hilary had researched. And we just happened upon this spot that our tour guide from the walking tour that we had just went on, he really recommended this place that we went to. And the fun part about this, hold on, one more slide. So the history of Jenever, it was originally produced by simply distilling malt wine to 50% ABV. The resulting spirit was not very palatable. So distillers added herbs and spices to mask the flavor. Among these, they used the juniper berry Jeneverbs in Dutch, which comes from the Latin juniperus, for its alleged medicinal benefits, hence the name Jenever and the English name gin. And it was first sold as medicine in the late 16th century. There is a National Jenever Museum in Belgium. It states that unequivocally that Jenever was created in the lowlands of Flanders in the 13th century. Their claim is given credence by commentary in the Jenever in de Lage Landen. Again, if I'm mispronouncing this, my Dutch friends, I am very sorry. By author Professor Dr. Eric van Schoenenberg. So, and by the way, I'm getting this information from bythedutch.com/Jenever. How to drink it. How to drink it. Original. They can put in classic cocktails as well. It's perfect to drink it straight on the rocks, paired with the beer, or in regular, easy mixed drinks like a Dutch Coke or with ginger ale as well. So we just drank it straight. We sipped it because the bartender the bartender there, when she poured it for us, hold on a second, um, she explained, she like eyed my husband, and then she was just like, just because they're in these little glasses doesn't mean you shoot. You don't shoot, you sip. So he was just like, he took a little bit of, he's like, why are you looking at me when you're saying that? And I'm just like, you know why she's looking at you when she says that. And we all laughed. So how they pour it was very interesting. They pour it to the top. So she literally went like this, and there was a bubble of liquid on the top of those glasses. And so what you do, she's like, you don't move it, you don't touch it. Because if you pick it up, you will spill the alcohol. That's alcohol abuse. We will ask you to leave if you spill this. So what you do is you put your hands behind your back and you lean over and you slurp until you have lowered the amount of the liquid to a state where then you can pick it up without spilling. So there should have been, unfortunately we didn't take a picture of it, but we should have taken a picture of all of us leaning over and slurping our Yennefer or whatever spirits other people got. So there was a beautiful collection on the wall of all of these different places, because this was a distiller that we went to. So not just Yennefer on the menu. The bartender was describing several different drinks, but then we heard Yennefer, and Mr. Tarot by Hilary was just like, I did my research. Like I did, like that right there, because that was something that he was interested in trying, because he knew it was a part of the Dutch culture, or the Amsterdam culture, but apparently it is part of the Dutch culture. So Kathy, thank you very much for saying that. Not a lush, someone on vacation trying out the local cuisine. Yes, exactly. So Katie said, I had a wildest, weirdest day in Ireland where for some unknown reason I followed a flock of crows and they led me to the prehistoric sites. The first being the Burren, wonder what that makes me, Sophia. Yeah, yeah, no, that sounds about right. My first trip to Ireland, I mean, that was in 2012 that I went. And I literally went with part of my coven, and we worked with our elders in the community that like lived in Ireland, still live in Ireland. And we went on different trips, and we were actually on some of the power sites and the prehistoric sites and the cairns. And we were doing energetic work there. And we actually did get to feel like the ley lines. Felt very much like a spiral in some of the cases of the cairns. And we actually, like, our longest trip was 3 hours, 3 hours one way, over to County Sligo and the Brick Levy Mountains, and we were able to stand in some of the cairns there and feel the energy. It was very much like a vortex. So and also we went to visit the Morrigan's Cave, which is Cave of the Cats, in County Roscommon. So yeah, we got a little bit of our warnings or our trainings, where it's just like, are the trees moving? Is this like, watch yourself, like watch your where don't wear iron, don't do this. It's like, one of our elders said, like, don't call yourself a witch in Ireland unless you mean it, because they will believe you. And it's just like, okay, all right. I mean, like, obviously call yourself a witch if you are a witch, but just know that where you're going, they will believe you. So, um, yeah. Sophia says, sounds like somebody is trying to contact you about your spiritual path or try to sell you car insurance. and there we go. Sounds like the Morgan. Like, oh, hello, Morgan's Cape. Oh, hello. I know several people that are dedicated to the Morgan or work with the Morgan. So And I have worked with the Morrigan as well. I mean, Bridget is my main girl, but the Morrigan also works very nicely. And there's healthy respect there, healthy respect for the Morrigan. Yep, that's my lady, group of ladies, wolf, etc., eel, etc., etc., etc. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Katie says ley lines were awesome. The stone circle over crossing of two ley lines feels exactly like a swirling energy. And there are some magical practices. Actually, we're going to probably be doing this in the coven that I work with, is working with the vortex energy and learning how to do the oh gosh, I can't remember exactly what it was. Staff, I think it was staff and sword, and crossing the two and then creating the vortex and feeling that vortex energy and what it is, how it feels, and what it can be used for. Okay, so Yennefer, there you go. Moving on. So this was the place that we went to. I'm going to try and I'm not going to attempt to read that, but that is the distillery that we went to. I think I might have tagged them on the gram of Insta. If you want to like go back down my feed on the gram of Insta, you will probably find that exact picture right there with the distillery tagged. Let's see what else. This was a church, I believe, that women can still live there. Men cannot. Men cannot apply for an apartment there, but women of good faith and standing in the church can apply for an apartment there. And also, I think we were told that that it's relatively quiet there, and they keep silent hours, not necessarily silent hours, but it's expected, like when you're there visiting, it's expected to be quiet. Let's see, this is a picture of dump King, I think, Dump King, which was used for the filming of, I think, Ocean's 12, which is a coffee shop. And yes, I do mean a coffee shop in that sense of the word, of what a coffee shop is in Amsterdam. And apparently, according to our tour guide, George Clooney is very, very fond of that particular coffee shop. For all of the reasons why you would expect him to like that coffee shop. And actually, this is a rare. If you follow the Rangers jersey, that is a rare Mr. Tarot by Hilary sighting. Blink and you miss him. This was near Dom Square. Also near Dom Square. Also near Dom Square. These were espressos that we got at a place called, I think it was called like Naked Coffee, something like that. That was like right in Dom Square. And this was the day that we got there. We barely slept on the plane, so we were feeling really jet lagged, and we needed the caffeine, because this was like maybe 8:30 in the morning. 8:30 in the morning, and Amsterdam is 6 hours ahead of New York. So we thought it was, I think, 2:30 in the morning. Our bodies thought it was, without any sleep. So we needed the espresso. Let's see. Oh, there's Mr. Tarot by Hilary. Surprise. On his phone, looking at Pokemon, probably. The following is a little obsession into a shoe store called United Shoe, or United Nude. Again, nude and naked. Oh my. But I got particularly attached to that pair in the window, much like that doggy in the window, that pair of shoes in the window. And I tried to go back for them before we checked out of our hotel um, to get on the boat, basically, check out of our hotel, bring all of our stuff over to the port to get on the boat. Um, Looked at the signage to make sure we were there at the right time, and they were still closed and we couldn't wait. I was very sad about it. It's like my one regret is just like, I need to buy those pair of shoes like that. They don't feel very me, but I need them. They're so unusual. Originally I was obsessed with like these ones, the white pairs, but kept on going back to these ones. And then I turned it into a very nice manifestation story where I basically got it $119.50 off by ordering it online and free shipping. So those should be in my possession very, very soon. I love you. I love you, shoes. Yes. Yes, they existed. They do exist in the US. I did use the US store. So, um, and they were on sale. They were like end of summer sale, but I had never heard of them before. Sophia says, love United Nude. That's where I bought my concert heels eons ago. So comfy. Yeah, I never had heard of them before. They reminded me so much of Campers. If you're familiar with the shoes, Campers, camper.com. If you're not, good luck to all of you if you like unusual shoes that are comfy as well. I'm glad to hear that they're comfy, Sophia. So they remind me so much of my Campers that I got so many years ago outside of Philly when I went on a buying trip for the store that I used to work for, the gift store that I used to work for. And that's where I found my first pair of Campers heels. And then I found out about Campers. So I feel like it's just, new and improved Hilary circa 2022, finding out about United Nude. So glad to know that you also know about United Nude, Sophia. They're so cute. Oh my God, they're so cute. Sale, see, sale up to 60% off. So here is a raised up picnic table that we found next to the Windmill Brewery that Mr. Tarot by Hilary was so interested in going to. So there's me and him. Not a flattering angle, but this Mr. Tarot by Hilary noticed the bowl of business cards at that establishment. He was just like, I don't know what it's for, whether it's a raffle or where to put your business card. So I was just like, whatever, I'm going to put my business card in there. So there is Tarot by Hilary, those business cards and that logo in that bowl in Amsterdam. So those of you that found my business card in a bowl in Amsterdam, welcome. Book a reading at tarotbyhilary.com. Yes, and this is the windmill. This is the windmill. They don't brew the beer in the windmill. It is a milestone. It's a windmill from the 1600s, I believe. But they do have their distribution of beer within that area. And that is the name of it. And that is my sister and me. That is the flight that we had. I'll attempt to say the name of it. All right, let's see. Browery. I don't know. I found out that the IJ is actually pronounced I. So, and I think IJ is the word for like water in Dutch. So, again, my apologies to any Dutch person listening to me attempt Dutch. We also got to Amsterdam like right before, yeah, I think the day before Pride started. So there were rainbows everywhere, which is pretty awesome. So that is right next to, I think, the one of the canal cruises. This is Dom Square, and I think this is on the Pride March morning. So you can see the difference. I think I took a picture of Dom Square before when it was relatively empty at like 8:30 in the morning, and this is, I think, like maybe 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday for Pride. And that's me in front of the hotel, our hotel, taking advantage of the rainbow. This was my breakfast, which apparently I put this together because it was like a breakfast buffet. And then I was talking to my friend who had been to Amsterdam before, and she was just like, nice Dutch breakfast. And I'm just like, well, this was a buffet. And she was just like, well, it reminds me of, the breakfast basically that I got in Amsterdam, which is like, here's some meat, here's some cold cuts and cheese. Um, so I was just like, oh, well, I guess I did do a Dutch breakfast. um, cheese there is really delicious, by the way. And just so you know, Amsterdam is not really known for growing or producing anything of its own besides tulips and cheese. Tulips and cheese, those are the big two. This was my desk in the hotel. I made myself some coffee. I was doing some writing and journaling. Um, did I have dark chocolate on white bread? No, I did not. But I did hear about the penchant for Nutella and spreading Nutella on white bread. So I heard about it. I didn't do it myself. God, now I'm hungry for cheese. This was a little chair in our hotel room with the two coffees that I made for us with the coffee maker in our hotel room. It was a Nespresso machine. This is Mr. Tarot by Hilary. Very happy at the restaurant that was in the hotel. That was like basically California fresh tapas, small plates stuff. So we got some, I think, fish tacos there, calamari, and there was these like sweet potatoes with this kind of like yogurty something. It was delicious. It was so good. And like I think it was like almost like Mexican street corn, but better, with lime and creme fraiche and queso blanco, and oh, so good. And if you can see the look on his face, he was very, very happy. This was a sign. It was not in Amsterdam. I think it was in Rotterdam. But the sign says underneath the menu, who needs a boyfriend when you have coffee? I had to take a picture of that. I think that might be it. So that was just from Amsterdam. Let me see. I'm going to try and see if I can pull up something else, because I could have sworn. Does it only give me access to my albums? I guess it only gives me access to my albums. I don't think it gives me anything else. Let me see if I can find timeline photos here. Oh, actually, yes, it can. Hold on. Don't have that many in my timeline photos that I want to show you too, but let's see. Here we go. So here is our final day in Amsterdam after returning from Iceland and Ireland. This is the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. It is where you will find the Dutch masters like Rembrandt, a couple of Vermeers, not all of them, not the girl with the pearl earring. We didn't get to go to that particular museum. We just didn't have the time. Um, what was it? Rembrandt, there's some Vermeer. There was two of Van Gogh's self-portraits. We couldn't even gone to the Van Gogh Museum. If we tried, it was sold out the day that we went. So we went to the Rijksmuseum instead. Who else? Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Vermeer. I feel like I'm missing one. Van Halls, I think, was another one. But the Rijksmuseum, it's basically a love letter to the Night Watch. And it was I think it was the second floor main hall. You walk in and the Night Watch painting is at the end of the hall, and it is humongous. And basically, when we were navigating through the museum, if there was a crowd of people gathered in front of a painting, you knew it was one of the bigger paintings. The not bigger, more famous, more popular paintings. So basically, if we saw a crowd of people gathered, we're just like, oh, okay, that's got to be the Van Gogh. That's got to be the self-portrait. And that's actually the last thing we saw before we left the Rijksmuseum, was the two self-portraits that Van Gogh did, that had their home in the Rijksmuseum. Just saw the people gathering around, and we're just like, that's got to be it. That's the last thing you need to see, and then we're gone. And they also had a beautiful, beautiful garden area towards out the back, with a fountain that was a circular fountain, and went off at intervals, and you could actually stand in the middle of it and look like you're being completely soaked, and it's just like an optical illusion. However, I did get my feet nice and wet, which was good because it was a hot day. So that's the Rijksmuseum. A beautiful architecture, really beautiful architecture. And then this is Gullfoss. So this is the waterfall that we went to in Iceland. And the legend of Gullfoss, basically the translation is golden waterfall or golden falls. You could think of it one of two ways. The story that we were told by our tour guide was there was a man that was very wealthy, but he seemed to have no health. So he had a lot of wealth, but he had no health. And a stranger basically came to his door one night, and he gave him hospitality, and he brought the stranger in and fed him and got to talking and drinking with him. And he basically told the stranger his problem of, I have a lot of wealth, but I am always sick. I'm not healthy. I would just like my health back. And so the stranger said, well, have less of wealth and you will have more of health. Do you see that waterfall out there that you live nearby? Go out and put a bag together and throw a bag of coins into the falls, and you will get the amount of health back. You know, commiserate with the amount of gold that you give to the falls. And so the man did that. He put in a bag of gold first. He started to get healthier. Then he put like a chest of gold, started to get even healthier. And then he put all of his gold in there, and then he was like the healthiest man ever. So that was like the legend of the falls, according to our tour guide. There's many different variations, but that was the one that he told us. So this is a picture I took Also, that was my step count for the day, for that day. But that rainbow, that arc, you if you walked backwards and away from the falls, the rainbow arc would go away. So you have to like get closer to the falls and at an angle to be able to get uh, that arc of the rainbow off of the water spray that was coming off of the falls. I'm particularly proud that I took that photo. Mr. Tarot by Hilary got way more photos that are better than mine. So hold on, let me find that. And yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can upload. We are going on about 2 hours, and I did want to give my idea. It's not technically the middle of the episode, but it is, in the episode. So here's my idea that was given to me by someone. If I wanted to increase the amount of people that was going to participate in the live stream live. And let me know if you're still with me by commenting in the chat right now. Like, this is an interactive portion of the episode. I am listening to you and I'm still talking, but I'm just going to try and see if I can put up some more pictures from my trip so that I can share them with you. I'm going to go with these. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Share. So Sophia is saying here. Cool, great. All right. Let me see if I can remember how I uploaded these. Columns, banner. Amsterdam. Final day. And I'm going to select all and copy and create new album. Paste. Post. All right, let me see if that loads quickly. It's only a few photos. Want to see if I can test out if this will load quickly while I'm talking about this. So the idea is, okay, and Kathy is still here too. Cool. The idea is, I don't enjoy necessarily doing live readings, like that kind of format of one question, one card, for the entire episode. I do like to teach. I do enjoy teaching, and I do also enjoy doing live readings, but I don't like doing an episode that is focused entirely on live readings, because it really can be a crapshoot sometimes. Good. Katie's here too. Fantastic. Good. I mean, this is pertinent to those of you who are regular viewers too. So it really can be a crapshoot if I develop an episode that is focused entirely on giving live readings if nobody shows up. So now the upside of this, or the upside of this is, I can always teach something. And even if I'm teaching something, I can still teach to an empty room, so to speak, even though I haven't had to teach to an empty room, so to speak, in a very long time, because we do have some regular viewers here now. However, I do want people to attend live. I think the energy is better when I teach live. I like the interaction. I feed off of that energy, and I think you all feed off of that energy too, and keeps you interested. And so I was thinking, and then also we do have the occasional looky-loos that people are just like, I want a reading. I want a reading. Can you pull a card for me? Can you do a reading for me? So what I was thinking, and this is something that was suggested to me by one of my accountability buddies, is like, why not both? Why not allow for the opportunity to be read by me live on an episode, but also keep that opportunity to the people that do show up live, and also keeping it interactive. So, what does everybody think about that? And here's the format that I was thinking of. We stop in the middle of the episode, whenever the middle of the episode is. By the way, this is not the middle of the episode. I don't plan on going on for another 2 hours. This is not going to be a 4-hour episode. I'm already realizing I'm very late to plans that I already made, and I'm hungry. And I know this is supposed to be fun, but also I don't want Mr. Tarot by Hilary being mad at me either. So we're not going to go on for that much longer. It's not the middle of the episode. But for this to work, I think in the middle of the episode, whether I'm teaching or doing whatever, we stop for a moment and we have a reading break. Yeah, exactly. Love ya, but few. Yes, exactly. It's 2 hours. We're not staying on for another 2 hours. But in the middle of an episode, we have a reading break. And I say, okay, now's the time. Like, and also announcing it at the start of the episode, saying this is the compelling reason to stay here live until at least the middle of the episode for your opportunity to be read for me, and maybe do a 3-card reading, not just a 1-card reading, but a 3-card reading or an oracle reading or some kind of reading where we'll, like, here, for example, hold on a second. Let me add item, and let's see, to be considered for a live reading, drop the word into the chat. So something like this. All right, let me see if I can show it. Like, have the interaction happen. To be considered for live reading, drop the word read into the chat. So if this is the example, which I'm going to make as the example right now, if you want a reading, I will select one person randomly. If you drop the word read in the chat, I will select one person randomly. I will put it into like a spinner or whatever, put the names into a spinner and select one person, and you get your reading right then. I think it might be a good way to break up the episode. It also might be a good way to keep me accountable. It might be a good way to get more people's eyeballs on these things live, because I really do thrive off of the energy of teaching live. And I hope you feel the difference between a pre-recorded episode, which I don't really do anymore, except when I know I'm not going to be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Friday, like the Creating a Psychic Journal episode, which I pre-recorded and launched at 6:30 on that Friday, because I had compelling plans about the itinerary for the vacation that I just went on. That was the reason why I couldn't do the live stream that night. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? So Sophia says, very cool. It would also be nice to have a reading lab of sorts where those of us who read could chime in with thoughts or something like that. Ooh, that would be a very sexy additional bonus too, I think. Because a lot of you that do tune into these are readers yourself, are using different divination methods, whether it's tarot or not. Usually I do attract other tarot readers, but hey, you might be working with Lenormand that particular night, or runes, or charm casting, or whatever. So that would be really cool. And of course, it's optional. You don't have to chime in if you don't want to, but that would be really cool. So yes, Katie says, I like it. Now, do we want to do that now, or do we want to do that next episode? Because I think it would actually be really great if we launched that particular experiment on the next episode, because I believe the next episode is the celebration of the 3-year anniversary of me doing these live streams. What do you think about that? Kathy says, I think that sounds great. Also, what about a tap away the work week stress? Interactive is cool. I love how you make it a conversation. Yes, for definite. Oh, I would love to be able to do more tapping on these. Also, but I never know what to expect because tapping is such a new modality. And I don't know if it's necessarily me creating that block or me just being realistic about it. But we could also do that too, where the segment can be different things. Actually, that could be like, it doesn't have to be a reading segment. It could be like a dance break. Well, figurative. Okay, so Kathy says, vote next episode. I vote next episode. Sophia says, up to you. What's your energy level? Anniversary also sounds good. I'm saying anniversary. I think so. Next episode sounds good. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Yeah. Also, I do have, that's another thing. I don't know if Zuri is still on with us, but some of the things that I've been doing on the Talk of Tick have been tappings, really short tappings. No, like maybe no more than a minute and a half in length, that may be helpful to you. And also if you're like not sure about the tapping or if it works for you or if it doesn't work for you, I think that's a really good way to wet your whistle and see like, oh, like tapping is interesting, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to work for me. Let me try it out. I have a couple of Talk of Tick videos if you want to try it out. One is on, and most of them are based on either intuition or tarot cards that I've pulled, because that is like my secret sauce there. Pulling a tarot card or pulling a group of tarot cards and being like, honey, you need to tap on this. Let's tap this shit out. Because like we can't be like, you can't keep on being in this state or perpetuating this pattern. Tapping, I found, is a great way to break those patterns or break that underlying behavior or subconscious beliefs that causes those patterns of behavior. So let's just tap it out. So one tapping is on boosting your intuition. That's a really good one. I like that one. And I like that it's quick. There was another tapping that I did. I pulled the 5 of Cups and I did a tapping on releasing grief for what might have been. Powerful, powerful one. And then I think I did a third tapping on money abundance or aligning yourself with the energy of money. So if you're interested in any of those 3 tappings, they're really short. Make sure you've got your water handy and go ahead and drink your water before and after you do them. And all you have to do is tap on the same points that I'm tapping on and verbalize the issue out loud with me. Repeat after me. And you can find me, Tarot by Hilary is my username on the Talk of Tick, much like other social media. That sounds interesting to you, let me know. And if you do them, please give me your feedback. I would love to hear how they work for you, because I'm planning on doing more of that. And I'm really planning on really ramping up my EFT tapping stuff. Well, Katie says, do I need to get out of my PJs? Do you need a tapping to get out of your PJs, Katie? Because I know what time it is, Australia, for you. And Sophia says, same, Katie. Listen, I'm only in actual clothes and I have a bra on because we had our therapy appointment like right before the live stream. So that's the only reason why I'm clothed right now. I gotta be honest. Otherwise, like I was in my PJs until about 4 o'clock today. And then I went and I took a shower and changed to go to therapy. So, you know. Sophia says, what could also be cool would be to pick a deck at the beginning of the month that we could either dig up or order and then discuss thoughts at the end of the month. It's nice to have a think tank. Ooh, maybe we should do that for the Sorcery Underground. Because I usually do pick my deck of the month for my card of the day polls before the first of the upcoming month. That's possible. That's very possible. Then again, I am a tarot deck magpie. I would not expect people to keep up with me and their tarot deck obsessions. Katie says Friday, 18:30. It's 8:30 Saturday morning, and I'm not a morning person. Well, but I like that I am a part of your Saturday morning routine, Katie. So I take that as a very high compliment. Sophia said, see, I'm just not a fan of big girl pants when I could wear pajamas. LOL. I have really comfortable pajamas too. I got them through Stitch Fix. They're oh gosh, I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't tell you what the pajama pants are. It's a full pajama pants set that I have. They have flowers on them, but I got them through Stitch Fix. Hold on. This is the problem with me having my headphones on, my wireless headphones on. These are my pajamas. Might be nice. They're super, super comfy. These are my pajama pants. Super comfy. They are from Cosabella. Cosabella, and they are 50% Pima cotton and 50% modal, whatever that is. Probably like a blend or whatever. So that is my pajama pants. I do have a matching top to that, but I don't know where it is. So instead, I've been wearing my CVG, Constantly Varied Gear, I Crush Goals and Hearts as a pajama top. So that's what I've been wearing to bed. Very sexy, very comfortable. Sophia says, I'm so down for Sorcery Underground Live. He's also super friendly and would likely like to join. Oh my God. Ooh. That might have to be a thing. We might have to do that for September, because I was kind of planning on having that be my deck of the month for September. And then maybe at the end of September, we can discuss. So many good ideas, guys. Thank you. Sophia says, ooh, I like those. That's super cute. Yes, and they're super comfy as well. Okay, so I'm glad that we discussed this. We will institute the to be considered for a live reading. Drop the word read into the chat or whatever keyword that I think of at that moment. And I've already created the crawler, so it's there. And then I can probably do like a little spinner or something. Hold on. There's a free randomizer spinner. I know I used a random spinner when I did the giveaway for the tarot coloring book, but that was years ago. Fast and easy picker wheel. Randomspinningwheel.com. Hold on a second. Code, please. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a couple of different things. There is a picker wheel. So like I can put in names, I think. Yes. Like I'm doing random names here. So I'm putting in Katie, Sophia, Zuri, Kathy, who else is here live right now? Just as an example. Sophia, Zuri, Kathy, Katie. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Didn't you have an emoji for an Oracle card post? That would be fun too. Emoji for an Oracle card. Oh. I don't know. Maybe. I have so many decks. I have so many decks and oracle cards. It's just like, and Lenormand now, and like it's hard for me to keep track. I don't know. There's a super cute one that someone contacted me about that they wanted me to like promote their Kickstarter. Um, it's not an emoji based deck though. I think it's something else, but it's super cute. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. That's what I've been trying to do lately with my talk of ticks, and then it kind of like has gone into my other social media. But yes, you're correct, Kathy. Like you said, drop a star and I'll pull an oracle card. That's how I read it anyway. Yeah, yeah, we can totally do that too. But that's kind of what I've been doing for talk of tick because I feel like there's more interaction that way where it's just like claim this energy by commenting a star or a heart or a moon. Um, Not that anyone has to actually do that to be able to claim the energy, but for some reason, that particular platform, it like kind of encourage, like you have to encourage the interaction in that way. Otherwise, you don't get any comments or likes. It's strange. It's strange, but I can probably phrase the you know to be considered for a live reading, drop this word into the chat or drop this emoji into the chat. Totally you can do it that way too. Zuri says, I almost thought you'd love Europe so much you'd relocate there. I did love Iceland a lot. I did really like Iceland. Apparently Iceland is made for introverts. That was what I was told, and I'm just like, okay. Like, yes, please. um, Kathy says, "Oh, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. I thought you would pull a card thinking of that person. I'm not on talk of ticks." Oh, okay. No, actually, I would make it be more like an interactive reading where it was just be one person getting the reading. But like in order to be considered for that live reading that would happen, we would have to put in the emoji or the word. So for example, let me see if I can do it here. Share screen, Chrome tab. I think it was the picker wheel. Okay, share. So let me see what I need to do here. So this is part of the reason why I really like Be Live, because you can display all of this stuff. So like here, so this is my tab that I'm showing right now. It's picker wheel. And let me make myself small. But here you can see the options. Hold on, let me hide this. So you can see the options. So like, for example, if we were going through, if this is the example of like next week's live show where we're doing the randomized consideration for a live reading. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Kathy said, I understand now. I kept checking back on the post to see if you'd pull a card for me. See, yeah, I need to be a little bit more clear with my wording. So thank you, Kathy, for saying that. um, yeah, different term. It's so interesting, isn't it, though? Like different terminology for different platforms means different things, or people perceive it to mean different things. Totally. Got you. Yeah. I will be more careful next time when I'm wording card of the day posts. How about that? Good compromise, I think. So, anyway, if we were to be doing a thing where all of you, for example, have put in the word read into the chat to say like, yes, I want to be considered for a live reading. So then I would put all your names into like something like this picker wheel. I think it's called like pickerwheel.com. And I have shared the tab also with the audio. So maybe we'll get a clicking sound of the wheel, like a wheel of fortune. Let me close these advertisements. Geez. No one needs to see my spending habits on makeup. Geez. So here we've got 4 people, right? And you can hide that or not. So we've got people input, everyone's put their um, keyword in to be considered for a reading. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit here and we're just going to spin. Wouldn't it be funny if it was Kathy? Could everyone hear the audio? I kind of want to know. So in this case, it would have been Sophia. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Cool, right? So, and that's just pickerwheel.com, I think. Yeah, pickerwheel.com. Pretty easy to do. And I think very compelling as well. Like, y'all are the old guard, the badges, the holders of the badges, the old school, the ones that are with me every week. So it's really important to me that I get your input on this because I want to be able to get more people on this live train bandwagon. Zuri said I can hear the audio. That audio was cool and compelling, I think. Okay, let me hide that and stop sharing. Very interesting proposition here. And I think we're going to do it next week. So thank you to my friend Freya for suggesting it. I think she's not going to be around next week to be able to witness it, but I thank her for the suggestion. By the way, Freya is also an EFT practitioner that I met through the Gala Darling method. So it's very nice to have colleagues such as herself to make such great suggestions. So okay, let me see if this upload worked for a little more pictures before we stop the episode and move into the weekend forecast because it's coming up on 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I don't want to keep you around all night. So yeah, here is some of the final day in Amsterdam. It's only a couple more photos. Zuri says, one day I will be in the vortex. Okay. I'm glad you brought this up. So just because you're not in the vortex doesn't mean that you can't work with Gala. But it is probably the best way to work with her, the most affordable way to work with her. I'm a little biased because I basically purchase anything and everything that she puts out there because I believe so strongly in it. But the vortex actually just opened today for new membership, so it will be its 4th iteration. And I will drop the link to it in the chat. I actually have the tab open right now. I think. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, gosh. So the name of the 4th iteration of Vortex is called Iconic. And let me see if she advertised it. I am going to try and find the link to it. I already got on there immediately. So, but I'm like one of the founding members. Like I've been with it through all of its iterations. So, rainbows and poetry. Oh, that's from. Well, that's pretty. That is not what I meant to click on, though. Aha, there we go. So in order to sign up, so now it's going to be a monthly membership. So you can join the Vortex for a monthly membership of $99 a month. And you can also come and glow as you please with a cash flow ready monthly rate. So you can cancel at any time you want to. You can try it out for a month and then you can cancel after a month or 2 months, whatever you want to do. Zuri's calling me an enabler. Absolutely, especially if I believe in it. I will drop the link to the Kajabi sign up page in the chat. It should pop up in a second. Honestly, it's pretty awesome. And I feel like she changes it every year to based on the feedback and the usability, like how people are using it, when people are using it. So this year it's been kind of like modules. So 12 modules. I think it's been 12 modules for each month of the year. So there was one module about friendships. There was another module about sex and sensuality. There was another module about career and your job. There was another one on health and fitness and groundedness. One on abundance and prosperity. So it's not going to look the same this year, but then again, each year of the Vortex looks a little bit different and is based on feedback from the people that have been in it. So I've seen its evolution, and I can really vouch for it. I feel like originally it was very overwhelming because it was a lot of content being thrown at you. And now I feel like there's starting to be a choose your own adventure. What do you want out of this community? Are you interested in tapping? Because we've got that. Also, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for tapping, I would recommend High Vibe Honey, which is also a monthly membership. So, you tell me what you're looking for and I might be able to help guide your purchase, but I'm never going to say that, subscribing to the Vortex or getting a monthly membership to the Vortex is a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. And it's one of like the number one memberships that I have never regretted. I'm signed up for another year also because I got a very nice discount considering that I've been there from the beginning. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me to sign up again. So let me show you. So that's the link if you want to sign up for the Vortex Iconic. That is the 4th year of Vortex. Zuri says, I love you. I love you too. And your recommendations are always awesome. Well, thank you. I try really hard. And also, I think that is a part of my human design manifestor personality, that 4/6 manifestor with splenic authority, that sense of bringing people together. It also gives me a pretty good sense of curation, personalized curation for people, knowing what people are like and what they want and what they need, and being able to direct them accordingly. So, and if you're wondering what the hell am I talking about human design, you're just going to have to go back to the previous episode, which was all on human design. And I interviewed Meg Percy, who is a human design reader. So Mary Kristen said, read, please. I would love to. You'll have to tune in again next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we are going to be experimenting with doing some readings live. And that is only available to the people that show up live. But we're not doing it this week. We're doing it next week for the 3rd anniversary of these live streams. So you'll just have to tune back in next week, Mary. But if you can't wait that long, that's okay. You can book a reading with me on tarotbyhilary.com. I would love to be able to read for you. Appointment options should be on there. Or if you're in the Westchester area, the night market at Decadent Ales is tomorrow, and I'm offering 15-minute readings from 3 to 10 p.m. So, hold on. Speaking of that, I can also share that. Let me upload. Damn it. Where's the upload button? Ah, media. Yikes. Where is the night market? There we go. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me to also remind people. No, side by side. There we go. Yep. So the night market is tomorrow from 3 to 10 p.m. Featuring vendors such as Northeast Oyster Company, Baby Dukes, Rosie's Empanadas, Doc James Cigar Lounge. I know that my friend is going for the cigars. He's also going there for me, but he mentioned the cigars. I'm just like, yeah, and also I'll be there. Hello. And he was like, oh yeah, and people should get a reading from you. I'm like, thank you. The Westchester Burger Company, Tree of Life Apothecary, Chocolations, chocolate, Scene Fonterra, Halftime Brewery, Baked by Abby, Cooking by Jessica, and of course my lower third is cutting off the best part, Tarot by Hilary. I wonder who that bitch is. Hi. So I have determined that 15-minute reading slots are the best option. So I will have a sign-up sheet, and from 3 to 10 p.m., I have blocked off intervals of 15 minutes. You can sign up, put your name on the list, and I will read in order of sign-up. I just figured that would be the best option for everyone. $25 a reading for 15 minutes is probably like the best deal I offer on readings, other than, them being free on the live stream when we start doing the randomizer. But, event readings, I can't do half-hour or hour readings at an event like that. It's just the events are not made for that. But if you do want a reading with me that's longer than a half an hour or an hour reading, you can definitely sign up for that by booking on my website, tarotbyhilary.com. But for the night market, 15-minute reading slots. Did you say empanadas? Damn, why does it always have to be all the way in New York? Yes, I did. Rosie's Empanadas. I mean, this list just makes me hungry. So, and the beer. Like, so this is being hosted by Decadent Ales. Decadent Ales is basically what would have happened if Willy Wonka opened a brewery instead of a chocolate factory. That's the best explanation I can give you for Decadent Ales. That has really, really good beer. And they'll do collaborations with other breweries. But like they have done, oh God, what's my favorite? Like I really liked their toasted, I think it was like toasted marshmallow or like s'more, like chocolate stout, I think. They also did a cherry blossom mochi beer. What else have I gotten? The Citra is really nice and clean tasting. Oh God, there's really so many good ones. Very, very yummy beers. Yes. And Sophia says, air horn, cash register sounds. Thank you. Cha-ching. I can't believe I did an air horn sound with my mouth. Melissa will be delighted and I am disappointed in myself. Yes, exactly. Come visit us in New York. Omega is here too. Yeah, Omega is about 2.5 hours drive from where I live in Rhinebeck. I don't live in Rhinebeck. I live in Westchester. So, but New York has some very compelling reasons to come to, besides me living here. Also, Lilydale, the Lilydale Spiritualist Assembly is also in New York State, which is a community of mediums. It's very, very hard to be a Lilydale accredited medium. I only know this because my friend Jake is one, and he went through those hoops. And my dearly passed on friend George was a medium, had done medium readings at the Stump, like gallery readings there, but he said, "Oh my God, Jake's crazy for going through that because I wouldn't." It's kind of weird to say my late friend George. I still can't believe he's passed away, and it's coming up on a gosh, I think it's coming up on a year in October that he passed. I feel like it's gonna be a rough Samhain again. So you heard it here first. I mean, spooky season is spooky season, and this is kind of me gearing up for spooky season, which is my busiest time of the year. But I also want people to keep in mind that I do tarot readings and EFT facilitation all year round. You don't have to wait for spooky season to get a reading. You don't have to wait till October. I do readings year round. So, yes, Robert M. Place. Okay, well, thank you for reminding me to advertise the night market, which is tomorrow. I hope to see some of you there if you are in the Westchester area. Love to be able to read for you. Okay, it is 2 hours and 37 minutes into this live stream. I am going to show you a couple more pictures of my trip before we have to end. I might give you a few more in the anniversary episode, or I might share some albums on my Facebook page publicly so you guys can see them. This was a description of a painting that I particularly liked on the 3rd floor of the Rijksmuseum in the more modern art wing. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's something having to do with love. I really liked it. I showed the picture to my mom, and she was just like, "Why do you like this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't, because I like it." I'm like, "Okay, well, this is the reason why not everyone likes the same art. Not all art speaks to everyone in the same way." This that I'm about to show you is called the panel with Paranus and Thisbe. It is inlaid with mother of pearl, I believe. But it was so pretty and striking that I had to take a picture of it. I think Mr. Tarot by Hilary did too. Beautiful. Beautiful. I saw like it was almost like the curve of that vine almost looked like a moon shape, like a crescent moon, that I was just like, ooh, what is that? And also mother of pearl. It was shiny and pretty and iridescent, and then just like, wow. Very stunning. I think that was on the 2nd floor. 2nd floor or first? 2nd floor. Yes, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, Katie is saying, I love inlaid pearl. There were a couple of beautiful cabinets and bureaus that had this like dark wood. I can't remember what kind of wood, but it had inlaid mother of pearl. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Was that it? Was that the only picture that I got? Oh, here we go. So there's the picture of the Rijksmuseum, the outside. And this picture, I'm going to have to hide myself. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see what I'm trying to show you. But this was, I wouldn't call it graffiti. I would call it art that I saw on the wall. Oh, darn it. Come on. I'm not going to be able to show it all the way because of the vertical. I'm not going to be able to show it unless I hide my face. hold on a second. Let me see if I can. So I can still, so you can still hear me. There, I've stopped the video, but can you hear me? Hopefully you can still hear me. But what it says was, I'm not going to be able to read it, but it was basically about, you know, rights, LGBTQ rights. And I was just like, I love the sentiment of it. And I took a picture of it, but now I can't read what it says. Hopefully you'll be able to. Okay. I think that's the last picture that I had. Yes. There's certainly way more, but I just don't think we have time for more right now. Let me close that and that and that and that. So let's move on to the weekend forecast, unless you want to keep going, but I don't really want to keep going. I'm starting to fade here. You know how I always say that I'm going to keep it tight, and then I don't, and we go 3 hours into the live stream. That's kind of what's happening right now. Oh, apparently the party's moving over to a different area. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Yes, thank you, Katie, for reading it. You do you, or whatever the fuck you want is what it says. Thank you. Yes, I liked the sentiment and I liked the art. So that's the reason why I took a picture of it. Okay, let us move on to the weekend forecast, because I am fading, and also I'm getting messages from Mr. Tarot by Hilary. And I know he wants to spend time with me, but I also don't want to go too crazy or have too late at night, because I have an event tomorrow. So that I just told you about, the night market. So I really want to make sure I'm rested up for it. So any particular requests for the deck, whether it's a tarot deck or an oracle deck? I have been working a lot with oracle decks lately. I have been working specifically with the Super Attractor Affirmations deck. Before that, on the cruise, I was working with, actually before the cruise, I was working with the Spirit Junkie Affirmations deck. Same author and same artist, Michaela Ezra, with words by Gabrielle Bernstein. So we can do that. We can do the Super Attractor. We can do the Starseed Oracle, which is by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. We can do Spirit Junkie. We can do the Work Your Light, which is also a Rebecca Campbell one. We can do Moonology. I would really prefer not doing Moonology because it's at the very bottom of the decks that I just listed. Or we can do the Way of Bridget Oracle cards, or we can do the Reflective Tarot, which is right over here. So pick your poison if you're feeling particularly led one way or the other. I am going to give you a minute, and I will text my husband. Still streaming, but will finish soon. You can go. I may not come. We'll see. Okay. Dealer's choice, Sophia says. I'm really liking these affirmation cards. I know, I feel like almost disloyal to tarot by liking these affirmation cards so much. That might just have to be my own struggle, my own cross to bear. Uh, let's go with, I think I want to go with the Starseed Oracle. It's been pretty accurate from the last time I looked at it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of pictures, but I should have prepared a little bit better for this episode. I do apologize if it wasn't exactly what you were expecting for a trip recap. Even though I did recap it, just with less photos. And I did want to show you the geyser, though. Let me see if I can show you the geyser before we do the weekend forecast. It was so impressive. Let me see. All right. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. I'm going to create an album just for this. I think I'm spelling this correctly. Let's see. Let's see if I can actually do this with the audio. Might not be able to get it with the audio. Might be able to get it with the audio. Not sure. Should be a pretty quick upload. While we're doing that, I can take out the Starseed Oracle and shuffle. By the way, it's completely pitch black in my apartment right now because when Mr. Tarot by Hilary went out, he left all the lights off. So now I'm just sitting here by the light of my clamp light. I don't know if I like it very much. It's a little creepy. It might compel me to actually go out because I'm like getting a little creeped out being alone. All right, I've got my deck here. I'm going to go with the Starseed Oracle for the weekend forecast. This looks like an uploaded. So one more thing. Let's see. Media. Oh, come on. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. Oh, come on. Maybe I can hold on. I have an idea. I have an idea. Let's see. Let's see if this idea will actually work, though. Okay. Because I thought I had shared it. And apparently I didn't. Damn it. Really? All right, let me see. And find it. Nope. Can't find it. I thought I had uploaded it. I hadn't. Oh well. Wait. Did I make a reel of it though? Hold on. I was convinced that I had posted it to social media, but I didn't, and I can't find it. And it doesn't seem that I can upload it. Hold on. Could have sworn that I had. No. All right, one more second. If I can't get it in one more second, I am going to give up, and then we'll do the weekend forecast. Okay. If I can download this. Come on, can I download this? Save video, download video, ha ha ha. I will not be thwarted on this because it's pretty spectacular. Of course, now that I've completely built this up, it's probably going to be anticlimactic, but all right. I am going to show this. Okay. Are we ready? So just watch carefully. So that guy in the jacket on the right with the logo on the back, who's shifting his weight a little bit, that's our tour guide. Watch him. See him nodding? That's the reason why. And there goes my mom. That was me taking the video. So my mom is in the white, well, the light vest on the left-hand side with the short white hair. That's my mom. And I think my sister's in front of her. So Sophia says, wow. Did you get to hear the audio too? Fortunately, I had the presence of mind to not curse, but I really wanted to say, oh shit, because what I was saying before, that warning of if this mists on you, it'll feel cool for a second, then warm, then scalding hot, and you will burn. So that is the reason why he said some of that. And also he has a sense of like when that's his favorite geyser, he has a sense of when it's going to go off. And so it was going off about like every 7 to 10 minutes. It's pretty active geyser. Yeah, they nearly got it. Yes, we can hear the audio. And yes, okay, good. Yeah, so that's our tour guide in that black jacket. Yeah, he didn't steer us wrong, but he was just like, and before that, so I was actually sitting on a bench that far back. And then he was saying, and people were actually like not on the bench with me, but they were as far back as I was. And then our tour guide was just like, well, you can come closer. It's fine. I've got you. You can come closer. And so they were standing there. And I actually did a little bit of not witchcraft, but I had the sense like I tried to commune with the geyser a little bit and be like, all right, my sister's got the whale watching video. My sister has the whales on video. I want the geyser on video. So work with me here. And so I was just like, okay, let me start filming now. And then it went off. So I'm just like, yes, I got the geyser video. You got the whales. I got the geyser. We are complete. Katie says he knew his geyser senses were very spidey. Yeah, he said that too. He was just like, this is my favorite geyser. This is my favorite place. Like, I'm very excited to be able to bring you to the geysers and show my favorite geyser. So, I mean, if you ever wanted to know what someone's favorite geyser is, apparently it's Stoker. I think that's how it's pronounced. Stokker, I believe. I could probably find the sign in my pictures. I did take a picture. There was also, I also took another video of basically the scape there, and it's like a lot of mist, like much like the mist that you saw when the geyser was going off, but it's like the entire landscape. And then there was a little geyser that is literally called little geyser, or I think little geyser, or geyser. Again, my pronunciation not that great. I apologize to the Icelandic people. Okay, I feel much better now that we've at least shown you a little bit of Iceland's beauty and terror as well. So let me go ahead and hide that. Now we can move on to the weekend forecast. Again, I want to remind everyone we do these episodes every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I believe on the schedule for next week's episode, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is the 3rd anniversary of us doing these live streams. So please come, if you've been a regular viewer, please come with some of your favorite episodes that we can reminisce on, some of your favorite moments as well. I really can't do this without you guys, and I don't want to. I don't want to do it without you guys. Also, we will be starting that experiment of the live readings, being considered for a live reading, doing live readings smack dab in the middle of the episode. And as always, we will have the AstroBiz Digest at the top of the episode and the weekend forecast, which we're just about to do, at the end of every episode, with the meat of the episode being on the topic I'm teaching, or whatever it is you guys want to know about. Maybe one of these days I'll do a behind the scenes, much like the MTV Cribs version of my shelf that I did at the top of this episode for no reason whatsoever. Who knows? So please, if you want to be alerted for new episodes, click the bell, if there's a bell, wherever you're tuning in from. Subscribe, do all of the things. And I would very much appreciate it. But do you actually need to click the bell? No, not really. It usually happens every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I might put out more content outside of these live streams, so you might want to be alerted to that. So just click the bell. All right. Yes, I think it will be a good time as well, Zuri. And also, if you want a reading with me, tarotbyhilary.com is the place to book your reading. It is the only place to book your reading outside of events when you're seeing me live and in person, such as tomorrow. However, if you want to message me and lock in your time slot now, if you are in the Westchester area and you know that you're going to be at the night market tomorrow from 3 to 10, let me know which time slot you would like. You can go ahead and message me, and I will pencil you in for that time. Zuri says, congrats on hitting your 3-year milestone. Proud of you. Thank you so much, Zuri. I really appreciate it. Okay, so weekend forecast. Weekend forecast from, I have chosen The Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel, who is also the artist behind such decks as the Star Child Tarot and the Moonchild Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. She also did the artwork for Rebecca Campbell's other deck, the Work Your Light Oracle. Oh, so what do we most need to know about for this weekend? Especially going into the night market for Hilary tomorrow, and also on top of the astrology. Ooh. Okay, this is actually a card that I've never received before or given before in a reading with somebody else. That's not to say that it's entirely unusual. It's just I know I've never pulled this card for anyone before. So I think that's very interesting. So let me put it let me put it over here, get it out of the way. My piles are starting to become unwieldy over here. So we are getting the card Breath of the Cosmos. Again, it's a card that I've never received before, or a card that I've ever received for a client on the client's behalf. So let me go ahead and show you it. Really pretty card. So Breath of the Cosmos is my will to thy will and micromanaging the universe. And it did come out reversed. So I want to clarify. I want to be clear that it did come out reversed. So this may be and I haven't read the companion book yet, so let's see. But this may be a difficult message to hear for some of you, and it may be a difficult message that I need to hear for myself. That is usually how I interpret reversals for oracle cards, because most of the time you don't read oracle cards or Lenormand cards or angel cards reversed. You can read the tarot with reversals. You don't have to, though. But if I notice that an oracle card comes out reversed, I make a mental note to just be aware of it. But that's my understanding, or at least that's kind of the download that I'm getting right now. This might be a difficult message to hear, and I'm not going to apologize that, but I am going to just tread carefully and say, like, hey, just so you know, this message might be difficult for me to hear as well, because this message is also for me as well as for you. So enough stalling, Hilary, just read it. When we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. I know you guys love when the cards come for me. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. I'm seeing reactions in the chat. I'm going to keep going. I know it hurts. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little, you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be, and surrender to the greater will, you will find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. I saw one reaction. You can continue to react in the chat. I will get to you. So the Starseed activation, you may not have this deck at home. That's okay. You can also do this activation without having the card, doing this action step. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. So you can still whisper the following. Um, uh, eh, okay. This is rough for me too. I'm glad that I prefaced that I got this reversed and it probably was going to be a hard message. I'm glad I prefaced. I'm glad. It's tough for me too. Whisper the following. I am willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. Considering the astrology that we got for this weekend, where tomorrow's going to be all right, but Sunday is not great astrologically. I feel like this message still is for both days this weekend. It's for Saturday, it's for Sunday. Going into an event, a public reading event like the night market, and seeing this card, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful that I did it. I'm grateful that I pulled it. I'm grateful that I said this might be hard for me to hear as well as you to hear. I'm grateful. I'm glad about the heads up, because I feel like I've been getting in my own head about this event and what people need or what people want or what people expect from me, etc. I know I'm one of 12 vendors that are going to be there, so it's not going to be all about the tarot readings. I will remind myself of that. I will probably bring this deck with me and remember the breath of the cosmos and remember not to micromanage the universe. I'm surrendering. I surrender. I surrender. That doesn't mean you're a doormat. Also, quick note here. I did send out the newsletter. If you're a newsletter subscriber, I do want to let you know the newsletter did get sent out this week. It's mostly featuring the fact that I will be at the night market on Saturday, because I do public events, but very, very rarely. I have to be quite sure about an event and a venue before agreeing to it. So it's probably the reason why I don't do a lot of public events. Also, pandemic. It's been weird. But the newsletter that I sent out, I did pull a card of the month, at least for the remainder of the month. Now, last month, July, was the Hanged Man. And I think that was mostly about surrender, and surrendering to the universe's timeline rather than your own timeline, that things are going to be paused, things are going to be delayed, and the universe has a better sense of timing than we do. So remembering that when I pulled the card of the month for the remainder of August, I received the Six of Swords for us, which had kind of a flavor of that, of the timing and the up-leveling, but also transition, and surrendering to evolution, basically. It was not the Hanged Man, but it wasn't that far off from the Hanged Man's meaning. It was just a little bit different, a little bit more evolution. You're a little bit further ahead on the path. So the fact that Hanged Man was month of July, Six of Swords was the remainder of the month of August, and then this card about not micromanaging the universe and being okay with the universe's timeline versus our own timeline, it's a lot of that. I can't say that I'm particularly surprised. So, Sophia said, ow. Yes, me too. Me too. And Katie says, knock down. Yes, yes, yes. So, I thank you all for rolling with the weekend forecast. I wasn't going to do it, and then I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. And I hope that you're glad that I did it too. So let us wrap up this episode. It was a over 3 hour long episode. I swear I'm gonna get better with this time thing. I might just have to put up a timer, man. But I also don't want to squanch things down when we're having fun. And I think we had fun on this episode too. I missed you guys. I missed live streaming. I know it sounds silly, but I did. Especially being on vacation, going to all these amazing places and seeing that geyser blow off in person. I mean, like, what do you mean you missed us? I did. So another final reminder, I will be at the night market at Decadent Ales. That is in Mamaroneck, New York. It is in the same building as Halftime Brewery. It is within walk of the Mamaroneck train stop station on the Metro North. So you got no excuse. You've really got no excuse. It's really centrally located. So come find me tomorrow, 3 to 10 p.m. at Decadent Ales in Mamaroneck, New York for their night market. 12 vendors, me included, lots of good food, lots of good beer. Even if you're not a drinker, there's going to be lots of reasons to show up. And let's freaking kick off spooky season. It's just around the corner. I know it's a couple months away, but it's still just around the corner. And I know you enjoy spooky season. I do too. Also, it's a reminder that you don't have to be in spooky season or be in October to get a reading with me, because I do this work year round. So I look forward to seeing you at the night market if you are in the Westchester area. Katie says, thank you and have a safe and good weekend. Good luck with the night market and have a good weekend to everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Again, we do these Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I wish that I had my other little thing. I used to have this thing where it's just like, share, but it's true. Like, share. If you think that this live stream is somebody's cup of tea, please share it. I would really, really appreciate it. So that's it, everybody. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Hope to see some of you tomorrow at the night market. And if I don't see you before then, great week to you, and we will see you on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 3rd anniversary episode. Bye.